welcome to today's session. This is Sweta Roy, your English Master Teacher at Vedantu. And today we are going to study a very wonderful poem with a very powerful message and really worth applying in our lives as well. So let's see what is all about this poem. A tiger in the zoo. All of you have visited zoo, right? So yes, do tell me guys, how many of you have visited zoo? Quickly type yes or no, right? So if you have ever visited zoo, then do let me know your experiences in zoo. Did you like it? What did you see in zoo? What were your observations in zoo? So please do let me know in the comment section, in the chat box right away. All right, so with this question, think about it. If you have ever, I think all of you, majority of you have visited a zoo, so please do try and think about your observations in zoo. Okay, as and when we proceed with the poem. So this is about a tiger in the zoo. So I hope you have seen already, you have seen a tiger in the zoo, right? So how does it look like and what are your observations, right? So kindly do let me know in the chat box and let us proceed further. So today we are going to see the analysis of the poem along with the poetic devices and the vocabulary. So this is the first session and this is what we are going to cover in today's session. And in the next session, we are going to cover the important question and answers. Alright guys, so stay tuned. It's a beautiful poem with a very strong and a very powerful message, quite relevant and applicable in our lives as well, right? So let's move ahead without further ado. It's written by George Leslie Norris. Okay, so he was a Welsh poet and a short story writer. He's considered as one of the most important Welsh writers of post-war period. Okay, so let's see what he has to say. And before that, I would like all of you to see this, right? Born free as the wind blows. So what can you think like you are writing a picture composition, all right? So what can you actually analyze from this particular picture and also along with that this particular quote? Okay, what comes in your mind and what do you think about all this? Do let me know right away in the chat box. And now without further ado, let us proceed with the poem, guys. So in the first stanza, from the title itself, you can understand that the poem deals with a tiger in a zoo. Okay, in the zoo, sorry. In the first stanza, the poet says that the tiger is confined in the zoo. Okay, and he is describing the tiger. So how is the tiger looking? It's the color is vibrant. Okay, it's bright colored yellow skin with black stripes. That is how a tiger looks, right? And he is moving here and there in the cage. But the cage, the space that he is in, that is very limited. So that is very restricted. You all know that if you have visited the zoo, you can understand that how limited the space of the cage is where the tigers are kept. All right. So he is moving up and down. He's actually walking here and there in the cage, right? He can only he can only take a few steps because the cage is small, the space is small, hence he is very angry. Now what do you think? Why do you think is the tiger inside the cage angry? Now when you think about the word tiger, when you actually imagine, forget about zoo, forget about the restricted cage, just think about the word tiger. What, do let me know right away in the chat box. When you listen to the word tiger, what words come in your mind? Quickly tell me in the chat box. What words come in your mind when you talk about or when you think about a tiger? All right. So I hope all of you have mentioned in the chat box. So let me tell you, let me share with you what exactly are the words that I can associate with tiger. I can associate with tiger with the word called violent. I can associate royal with tiger. I can associate ferocity with tiger. I can associate awe with tiger. Okay, so these are few words which I can associate with tiger, right? Let's see, does the tiger remain the same when it comes to zoo. Let's see. He feels his feet are, it should be feet. His feet are so smooth. So his feet are actually padded. Okay, padded feet. The tigers have padded feet. All of you already know that. It helps in jumping. All right, it helps in jumping, in leaping, right? So and very soft padded, and the padded feet in the poem is compared with velvet. And here the poet has used a metaphor. Okay, because he says he's comparing his padded feet, the padded feet of the tiger, with the softness of the padded feet is compared with the softness of the fabric velvet. Velvet is a fabric, okay, and it's very soft if you touch it. The texture is very soft if you touch it. So there is a comparison between them without the usage of the word keywords like or as. So of course it's a metaphor. So of course nobody can hear the footsteps of a tiger, right? Just as a cat, if you have a cat at home, so you will understand the cat or dog also, all of their feet are very they are padded, so if their footsteps cannot be heard, and it actually helps them, especially for the tiger, it helps them in jumping. Cats also, so cats also belong to the same family, if you know that, right? Okay, so quickly tell me, how does the tiger behave in cage? So when I told you to think about the observations in the zoo. Practically, when you have witnessed a tiger, what do you think? How does it behave? Not you just don't look at the poem. You try to use your own, common sense and practicality. All of you, I mean, 90% of you have some point of time. In some point of time, you have visited zoo, right? So quickly tell me, what do you think? What is the behavior of the tiger in cage? Moving ahead. In the second stanza, the poet says that the actual life of the tiger is so live in jungle. So now, as I told you, what are the words associated with tiger? When I think about tiger, I think about these words, right? So he could catch his prey, eat it, but the tiger in the cage is restricted from doing that. So when we think about tiger, we think about preying, hunting, right? His ferocious nature. So obviously that is how it is made by God. God has made tiger in that way, right? He has associated, and every animal, every living being is associated with particular features, right? For example, humans are associated with intelligence, right? Animals are associated with something else, right? Cat tigers are associated with ferocity, hunger. I mean, not hunger, sorry, catching their prey, right? So they are so wild. So wilderness is associated with tiger. But inside the cage, this tiger, who would have otherwise inspired awe, the feeling of awe, aroused the feeling of awe in the mind of the maybe human beings, he is actually reduced to a helpless being, right, inside the limited space of the cage. Okay, so how is the tiger described in jungle? Quickly let me know in the chat box below. So the tiger would have been free if he was, if he would have been left in the jungle, which is his home. He would be absolutely free. He would have snarled around the houses located at the outskirts. So this is what we associate the tiger with. This is the natural behavior of the tiger, to snarl, okay, to terrorize the people, right? To show its, to exhibit its, sharp tooth and claw, its white fangs, right? This is what we usually, this is the natural state, the natural physical feature of a tiger, right? But sadly, unfortunately, in the cage, what is actually the condition of tiger is very pitiful. So imagine this ferocious animal reduced to a state of pity in the jungle. Why? Because we are captivating them. Sorry, in the zoo. Why? Because we are captivating them in a limited space. And what else are we doing? That we will see when we proceed with the poem further. So this is for your reference vocabulary. If you actually need any help, you can just take help from this. All right. So next, before proceeding and looking ahead with what happens next, what are the other things which actually happens with the tiger in the zoo, let us take a short break. and let us understand what are the problems that usually the students face when it comes to education. So we have actually identified various problems that you people face. So do let me know. Those of you who are watching this regularly, you would be knowing what I'm talking about, so you can skip this part. But yes, those of you who are new, this is very, very, very important for you guys. So the problems that you usually face are you have so many doubts but no reliable source to cater to your doubts. Notes, you have no proper notes, right? You actually you know lack notes, devoid of notes, deprived of notes, right? Tests and assignments, you do want to take part, I mean, you do want to do good in tests and assignments, but when your concept clarity is not there, when classes are not going properly, and you are already having piled up with so many doubts with no one to cater to your doubts, then it becomes really difficult to score well. So the revision part basically remains incomplete. Competitive exams are something very important which you want to crack, but you are not having guidance. Choice of schedule, choice of language are also the major important problems that you also have. But we in this platform have solved all your problems. Yes, guys. So doubts no longer it will remain with you. Why? Because we have master teachers and class teachers. So this entire team of class teacher is only and only, to provide you, to cater to your doubts. So of course you will actually be left with no doubts because it will be solved in the class instantaneously, live doubt solving, unlimited. So that is, I think, the best part, which is applicable. And notes after each session, assignment after each session, competitive exams, we also take care of various competitive exams, and all this with your in your convenient time, at your convenient time, and according to your convenient schedule, guys. So we will give you time slots, and you can select any time slot that is actually convenient for you. And we also do take monthly tests. We have 200 plus mock test paper because revision becomes an important point if you want to do your best, right? All of you study, I know, but somebody gets better marks and somebody lags behind. Why is that? Because of the lack of proper guidance, lack of proper revision, and lack of balance between the subjects. Otherwise, all of you are amazing. All of you actually have the potential of doing the best, right? But these are certain hindrances which puts you back, which pushes you behind. So we have actually designed the platform in this manner that it actually caters to all your existing problems, and is going to surely help you in scoring the best. I this is really helpful to for all of you. And a micro course, this takes care of the gap created when you do not know how to have another live class in any chapter that you're facing problems, right? So let's say you take see the test we conduct, we also give you the performance report of that test. So if you analyze the performance report and finally you understand that okay, this is the problem, this is the chapter which I need a revision, or I need another class maybe, so that also you can avail with the help of our micro courses, which is absolutely free for all of you in this subscription, guys. All right. And the personalized attention, as I told you, it's very important for clearing your doubts, which is not always possible in YouTube, is possible in our platform. So what you need to do is just visit vdnt.in/ytpro, choose your grade, choose your board, and so yes, 10th CBSE, and check out the details whatever I have mentioned. Please do tally with them and click on get subscription, and you will see three types of subscriptions are available to you. So you can actually take any subscription, but if you ask me which is the most recommended, I would recommend the 6 months wala subscription. Why? Because here if you take 6 months subscription, you will actually save your money actually, right? So because one month if you pay every month, it will actually cost you more than what you are paying 6 months at once altogether. All right, and after applying the coupon code, you can see you are getting 15% discount, right? So the price for the 6 months would be this much after applying the coupon code, which actually comes to this 15% off you will get if you apply the coupon code. Okay, so I will just tell you what is the coupon code, and which actually comes to 9 rupee per class, guys. So not more than 9 rupee per class. So can you imagine, right? So we are offering you all the six subjects. We are providing you all the six subjects with so many features, because I told you that balance between all the subjects is very, very, very important. It's a must. Otherwise, you will be landed in trouble, right? So we have taken care of this issue, this problem, right? So there is actually no more problem in your life if you actually, this becomes your one-stop solution for all your needs. All right, and that too in reasonable cost, that is 9 rupee per class. Just think about it, guys. So this is the coupon code. You need to visit this link, apply the coupon code. 15% off you're going to get if you apply this coupon code, guys. SWREPRO. This is the code for the English channel, so I hope all of you will apply this coupon code in order to avail the 15% discount. And of course, all are welcome to be a part of our Vedantu family. So I'm looking forward to see you all very soon in our Vedantu family. Moving ahead, resuming our lesson, guys. The poet says the tiger is confined in a strong cell. Okay, as you know, as I already mentioned that. So he is behind the bars, and his ferocity is actually diminished. His ferocity cannot be exhibited. He knows this. So that is why he's very silent. All right. So he just stalks in the cage. He never tries to terrorize the visitors because he knows that there is no use. His power is restricted. He is feeling helpless inside the cage, right? So quiet rage, that is important. Here, the poet has actually mentioned the word quiet rage, which is very, very, very important. Now, why has the poet mentioned the word quiet rage? Quiet rage, here we have an figure of speech, oxymoron. Oxymoron is used in quiet rage. Now, what is oxymoron? When two contrasting words are juxtaposed to each other, right? Juxtaposed with each other. So, quiet, when you are quiet, you cannot have rage, right? So, they are opposite to each other, but they are placed side by side. So, why is the tiger in quiet rage? Because within the tiger, there is this ferocity, there is this rage, but he is not able to lend out his rage because of the enclosed space that he is in, right? So that is why he is in quiet rage. This could be asked in your question as well. So, and at night, what happens? And he ignores the visitors. So, if you have visited the zoo, if you have visited any zoo, you must have noticed that most of the time they are lacking energy. They do not have any energy. They just ignore the visitor. Have you ever seen a tiger roaring ferociously in the zoo? It might be roaring once or twice, but usually it is actually ignoring or sleeping, or he's lazy, he's lacking energy, he's listless. So think of that awe-inspiring animal reduced to a creature worthy of only pity. So in a pitiful state. So how reduced, how minimized his entire persona is, right? And at night, what happens is the tiger hears the sound of the patrolling car. So yes, the patrolling cars continuously makes the sound of, make the sound of this very disturbing sound, and at that time also the tiger is very disturbed. So this tiger, who would have otherwise lived in jungle, living freely, catching his sliding through the grass in search of his prey, in search of a plump deer maybe, who would come for water, come to drink water in the water hole. So that is basically the food chain, that is very natural. But when we are taking away the tiger, keeping it inside a zoo, right, away from its home, we are actually intruding on its privacy. We are intruding on its intruding in we are destroying, just taking away, stripping off the tiger from its freedom, right? So everybody has the right to live free. So think about the condition when lockdown was declared. right? And you all, maximum of us, majority of us are still somehow we are enclosed in our homes, right? In the protected sphere of protected area of our home. But are we actually enjoying this life when we cannot go out, when we cannot meet our friends, when we cannot go to school? We are safe, definitely, but are we enjoying this safety? We are just relieved that we are safe, but are we enjoying this life? No. Same with the case of tiger. Maybe the zookeepers, they tend to keep the tigers safe, but do they enjoy their life? Can we think about providing some other measures of safety rather than keeping them enclosed in the zoo, in the restricted space of the zoo where he can just talk the length of the zoo? If you have any idea, do mention right now in the chat box. What do you think? What can be the alternative? Maybe the tigers are kept in the safety of the zoo because of the hunters, the poachers, right? But is zoo the alternative, or can there be any better alternative? Do mention in the chat box right now. All right. And then he stares at the shining stars with his shining eyes. So he looks pitifully, helplessly at the stars above. Maybe because the stars are, the stars are shining, the stars are the only solace, because the stars link his home with the zoo. This is something which is common, right? He could also see the stars when he was at home in jungle, and he could also see the stars now. So maybe he's thinking of his homeland. He's thinking of his returning to home, and maybe he's seeking solace, seeking comfort, and he desires to go back. He may be thinking, dreaming of going back one day to his home where he could live freely, he could hunt freely, he could terrorize, he could show his power. So this powerful royal beast now reduced to a state of pity. Do you think this is right? Do you think this powerful animal, this powerful beast, uh, deserve this? And who are we to curb or to curtail its freedom? Think about this, question yourselves. Alright? Moving ahead. The poet wants to say that the tiger is sad and he's confined in the cage, but he cannot say anything. So therefore he stays at the sky. Maybe to divert his thoughts towards them and to get solace. Right? To get comfort, and he's dreaming of going back, returning back to his homeland. So that was the poem, guys. I hope you have not only, I would not say enjoyed the poem, I would say this poem is actually written to bring a thought in your mind. So when you next time cage a bird in your houses or keep fishes in your aquarium, just think about the creatures that you are enclosing and keeping in your keeping in captivity only and only to gratify your selfish needs. Think about the fish, think about the birds who are, who are given the blessing by God to be in the vast blue sea or in the open blue sky. Do we as human beings have the right to curb or to curtail someone's freedom? Do we also, I mean, would we like if the same thing is done to us? Did we like uh, when this pandemic struck and we all were confined in our houses? So just try and empathize with these animals, with these creatures who are born free. Everybody has the right to freedom, be it a human being or be it any animal. So the least we could do is not keep caged a bird inside our homes or fishes in the aquariums. That is the least that we could do. So think about it and do let me know in the comment section in the chat box. Now moving ahead with the literary devices, I have already told you, mentioned two. One was metaphor, one was oxymoron. I have mentioned the two literary devices. The other common, I mean major literary devices which are used in this poem are enjambment. What is an enjambment? When you actually do not have uh, what is that? Yes, punctuation, and the line is continued in the second line. The first line is continued and the idea is continued in the second line without the use of punctuation in the first one. Then that is known as enjambment. Okay. Personification. The tiger has been personified. He's given human qualities. He has been used for the tiger. Onomatopoeia, snarling, the voice made. Onomatopoeia is a sound word, right? So snarling is a sound word, and that is onomatopoeia. And imagery, when the tiger is described lurking in shadow, lurking in just waiting for the prey to arrive, then we actually could visualize the complete image of the tiger hiding just in an opportunity, waiting for an opportunity that a plump deer would pass and he would get the opportunity to arrive to actually attack. So that is what is the cycle, that is what is the food chain. But when we are actually taking away the tigers, we are also hampering the food chain, right? We are invading the nature as well. We are intruding on the nature as well, intruding upon the nature as well. So think about it, guys. And this is the homework question. Critically analyze the changes captivity has made on the tiger. So think about it. This is a very thought-provoking poem, and do let me know what do you think about the entire poem and this homework question in the comment section, guys. Quickly. So I hope you have got a very strong message and would also apply in your lives. As I told you, the least that we could do is not to keep caged birds in our houses, or fishes in the aquarium, or even if you have a pet, try and give him freedom as much as possible. All right, guys. So thank you so much. Before moving ahead, before you know calling it a day, do visit this link vdnt.in/ytpro, and these are the steps that you need to follow: choosing your board, choosing your grade, and already I have mentioned all the details. So yes, you can check out the details here. Get subscription, and there are three types of subscription. The most I would suggest you to take the 6 month subscription. Rest is again up to you completely. All right, so you just need to visit this link and use the coupon code SWREPRO. This is going to give you 15% off, guys. So do think about it, and we are waiting for you to join us in our family. Give us the opportunity to provide you with the best. So before ending, do not forget to hit the like button if you have got the powerful message that the poet wants to convey through the poem. Don't forget to hit the like button, guys. Alright, and do share this video as much as possible, because this is something which is going to create awareness as well. So kindly share this video as much as possible, and do comment on the homework question. Thank you for watching. Till then, take care. Bye bye. See you again in the next session.